We love
You guys
hip-hop.
were speaking, or Dusty, you mentioned Virgil, right?
Yeah.
They're selling Off-White in department stores for $63.
In Costco.
Is it Costco? Let me see if let me pull up this
Costco.
post here, bro.
It's not only Off-White, bro.
So this is courtesy of my mixtapes, right? It was Costco. Yeah, you're right. It was Costco. So Off-White hoodies are now being sold at select Costco warehouses across Canada.
Yeah.
Costco's revealed that their social media, that their first streetwear approved item is wholesalers lineup is the hooded sweaters featuring classic Off-White branding.
Virgil.
Right? While similar sweatshirts typically retail for $795 USD, Costco's version of an MSRP
Has an MSRP.
has an what is I need to find out what that is.
I don't know.
Right? Of $85 or about $63 USD. So they're going to be about $85 over here.
Virgil is rolling in his grave right now.
I guess.
I don't think so.
He's rolling in his grave.
Not because
He wouldn't want it to be in. He would rather it in Walmart if that had been the case.
Why is it in any freaking
Because
whatchamacallit?
because the
department store?
Because the people who took over his clothing line now that he's dead, right, are buying cheaper goddamn material.
It was always cheap material, bro.
I hear you, but he has no say in it. Okay, when he had it then, he had no say. He had more say in it when he was alive to say, okay, we're using cheap material now because we're not that rich, but then we're gonna get bigger and now it's gonna be better material, right? He doesn't have a say right now to say, I don't want it in Costco. It's his people. It's the state.
The thing is, okay,
they're running out of money
with Off-White, Pyrex. Like, remember, like in the SoundCloud era, all those like those Kanye-esque fashion brands that were popping or whatever, and they were going for all these crazy prices or whatever.
Yeah,
a lot of them like got exposed for using like Gildan shirts and all this stuff. And, like,
Supreme.
But basically, what they were doing was they were just building the hype using like certain artists or whatever, cashing out, and then making a next brand. So even by the time Virgil got to where was he at? Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, Louis.
Yeah.
He was done with the Off-White. He was done with the Off-White thing. You know,
I love the Off-White.
Yeah,
shoes.
that was the only thing that was still going. You know,
but the Off-White shoes, right?
Yeah, but I would feel crazy if I spent $795 back in the days, and now I can see at Costco for $65 or $85, fam.
You know what?
Same sweater.
You know what I want to say though? It's about time they make urban clothing a little more cheaper now.
Yeah, $795 for a sweater is crazy.
That
like,
you're gonna
how did
wear,
they get away with it?
Right? I'm being real. Because back in the day, you had places like Stitches that had not Exco, but what was the other brand?
Mecca? No.
Echo Unlimited?
No, they had Exhaust.
Exhaust.
They had Paco. They had South Pole. Okay? These were considered hip hop clothing, okay? Yeah. It was cheaper to buy it then.
No. If you're wearing South Pole, low key, you're a waste man because you don't have the hill figure.
Right? But now look what South Pole is. Now look what you'd wear a South Pole jacket now?
Hell no, I wouldn't wear it back then. I didn't want to be known as a waste man.
Yeah, but some people wear South Pole now. Like it's as if
because there's nostalgia in it now. But back then, it meant that you couldn't afford the one that it kind of mimics.
There's a difference between there was cheap hip hop clothing, and then there was the fashion hip hop clothing.
And sorry to interrupt you. The reason I played that X-Files sound is because when you said Stitches, that's like a X-Files thing, fam. Like, mans can't know that you're in Stitches shopping, bro. You're a brokey.
Exactly. But that was hip-hop clothing. That's where you could go and get cheap hip-hop clothing, in a sense, right?
Right? I'm going to pull it up on the screen. South Pole jacket. Bong.
Back in the day. SP.
Right? Looking like a hill figure.
I look like a hill figure.
Okay, as a man that be buying clothes and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, right now, okay, two things fucked up the whole market. Shout out to Casper and Hunter Band Plan. Shein, Fashion Nova, all those like fast fashion brands.
Yes.
Where you could buy, shorties are buying whole outfits for $20 and they're looking bad. Going viral on TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that plus like people aren't going to the malls and stuff that much anymore. I've been going to Tommy Hilfiger at friggin' Dufferin Mall.
Yeah.
These niggas have 70% off.
Really?
Plus 15%. And then if you give them an email, you get additional bro.
So you get to take for that $5.
It's like they're paying you to take the shirts.
Yo,
brother, I might have to cut this out the content, fam.
Bro, yeah, even you're bleeping.
No, you're giving off the sauce, bro.
Yo, dog.
Holy.
I'm buying. It's like, regular price $100. It's like $15. Yo, I've been going crazy, bro.
I'm pulling up, bro.
I've been going crazy, dog.
Yeah, I have to pull up quick, fam, because you just gave out the secret.
The malls are in like shambles right now because like beer places are just like they're letting go of their employees, wholesale everything. Like it's crazy.
It costs more to keep the rent up for a place like that than like people who are selling it online.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the fact that they're selling it for 100 usually, and they're able to sell it for 15 and still make a profit
shows you.
Crazy.
Wow,
it
shows you,
fam.
Crazy.
No, bro. Like it's actually it's mind-boggling because for hip hop clothing, a lot of that shit don't last, fam.
That too.
When's the last time you guys put on some shady clothing or No Limit? This is before y'all time, even, right?
But I take it as if you know how to dress, you know how to dress. You don't need Off-White. You don't need these big brands.
I never bought it. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need these big brands to make you. So would you buy an Off-White right now if you go to Costco and see it?
Because now I'm a waste man if I wear it because it's available at Costco. It's all over online. We're talking about on hip hop.
That's crazy.
Yo,
if someone says say that to someone, they need a box.
Yo, I seen a Vetmont's sweater in Winners the other day.
Buy it
for like $50. I bought that shit, bro. And I'm like, yo, I know like Vetmont's is not that popular anymore.
I don't give a shit.
Literally, bro.
That's like wearing V-Lone now.
No, literally, bro.
Yeah. Like, why you got that big V on your back? What do you think? It's 2019, brother? Yeah.
Yeah, but when you pull it out as a vintage, you can't tell me nothing. I still have it.
It depends on how long. You might have to wait like 10 years before you can pull it back out and be like, yo, it's vintage. If it's like 2 years ago, it's like, fam, like go get some new clothes.
And certain brands, because it like you're right, the V, because it kind of sticks out too much. Like I was thinking of the G-Unit clothing.
G-Unit fell off.
I remember there was a summer where every man was wearing those Marinas.
Yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But if you try, like, if a man tried to pop out this summer in the G-Unit Marina, dog,
bro,
you
be like, what time traveling shit you come out? What time machine you came out of, nigga?
Who let Unc into the jam?
Let him in with a do-rag to the side and shit.
That nigga was in jail for 25 years.
already.
Straight up.
He was in there before you were born, nigga. He went in there just as that thing came, at the day the shit came out.
That's wow.
He went to jail.
No, straight up. Okay, so let's do this before we get off of this segment, our hip hop fashion segment, we'll call this. Give me some brands that were on fire and they fell off. I'll start. Woo Wear at one point in time, even though the logo is the most iconic logo in hip hop, so people still buy their merchandise. There's a difference between your merchandise and your clothing line that you popped off with. People still go buy your t-shirt that has your band name on it in front of it. But as far as the hoodies that you were making or the state property that had the extra pockets, like you might have paid high dollar for it at the time, and now that's just vintage clothing that's just sitting in your closets. So I say Woo Wear.
For me, the only one that I would always rock is Echo. Is that what it's called?
Echo.
And I remember I used to go to Warden Power Center. That mall doesn't even exist anymore. And like, I would always have the hoodies.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm
this
like,
will never end.
Yeah, like yo, they have so much unlimited. I can rock any of their hoodies, and then I don't know what happened. Like all of a sudden, man just like stopped wearing.
No, fam, it's crazy with Echo because Echo got so big that the man had a whole festival.
Yeah.
There was an Echo Fest here in Toronto.
Drake,
Kanye West.
I went to it.
Nas.
I went to that. I had a sick ass LRG jacket.
That wasn't that long ago.
I had an LRG jacket because LRG was a runoff of Echo.
LRG was so fire.
That's crazy.
I know.
What?
LRG.
With the red, gold, and green? Oh my
LRG
God.
Rastaman jacket.
I gotta pull it up now, fam. Hold on. And just to give you guys some context to the Echo Fest.
Yeah.
Bro, that was a goated event. That was the thing that sparked the Bohemian Bucket thing.
Yeah.
Because Mos Def performed that.
Yeah.
It was a 3-day event or 3 days. Kanye, I watched Nas perform.
Yep.
I watched Busta Rhymes perform.
That's
Drake performed there. Everybody performed, bro. It was insane.
So what happened to them?
I don't know, bro.
Bro,
They just sold it?
Just got those 2 white guys, right? That owned it?
I know Mark Echo is the white guy who's
Yeah.
the face of it, but I don't know how many
They
other
probably
people
had
are
to sell
behind
it.
it.
You know what it was?
Probably losing too much money after a while.
The black people weren't wearing it as much anymore. It became more of a skater. It was naturally a skater line.
Uh-huh.
A lot of that stuff came from skater stuff.
Skater stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I used to wear it because I'm a skater, right?
Why do you think like urban brands are like trendy and then these white fashion brands are able to like have longevity?
Because they use black people as their models.
But the
Not
urban
their
brands
models.
the urban brands can do the
models,
same
but
thing.
the black people are the biggest consumers. We wear it.
Yeah.
I took Tommy Hilfiger jackets and made them look cool, my nigga.
Well, listen, remember who
The
made it popular for us?
Wu-Tang.
No. Grand Poobah.
Grand Poobah. Not only that, Nas, Nautica.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And these
Columbia.
guys they're mentioning
jackets.
it in their raps too, right?
Yeah.
They're-
But
you
how
know what I'm
come
saying?
those brands like come and go, like the black community will just be done with it, whereas like Tommy Hilfiger, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, like
Hold
those
on.
are able to sustain?
I watched a YouTube video the other day on Polo Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
Them niggas, they were on some off-white shit where I guess one of the founders passed away, so the guy that took it over, he was on some to make more money, like he wanted to scale up. Because like Polo used to be like more exclusive, more
For golf.
luxurious.
It's a
Yeah.
golf
So
wear.
he started putting it in pure department stores and stuff, and that kind of killed, I guess, the brand. So like Polo was like literally like about to be bankrupt or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they got a new CEO who brought it back to exclusive. He started doing more like artists only, like drops and stuff, and then he kind of brought Polo
Like
back.
Young Dro.
So I feel like with black brands, urban brands, one, niggas are trendy. We only like to wear what's trending.
Okay.
And black brands, they focus. I like the
White brands, they focus on black people.
Now I
But
was
so
gonna
do
say,
black brands.
I was gonna say black brands.
Fubu is one of the biggest ones, but
For
they
us,
fell
by
off.
us. Yeah.
Black brands, they don't focus on like lifestyle. They focus on what's happening right now. You know, because like with most of these brands, like you could get timeless
Yeah.
pieces. You know what I
Pieces.
mean?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, what's trending right now, instead of this like.
Yeah. People asked me the other day, are you guys sponsored by Tommy Hilfiger? Because we were both wearing Tommy on one show, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you wear a lot of Tommy Hilfiger, right?
But he just told you to wear the sauce. How the sauce.
Exactly.
How to get the sauce.
Yeah. But like,
you gotta blank that out for real.
But my point is, I have old shit in my closet, and I can still pull those ones out, and they're still fly.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of it, and maybe the reason, the longevity, because like what you just mentioned, these are timeless pieces, fam.
Yeah.
Even Nike, like Nike is never, I don't think, gonna go out of style or
Yeah.
Adidas. Like,
Fam, I could go into my closet. All my Adidas suits that you ever see me rocking on the podcast, they're not new, fam.
No.
They're old Adidas suits, but the new ones look exactly the same, fam.
Yeah.
So it's like I could have bought it yesterday
Only
for all
thing
you
that'll
know.
play out is a tech, a Nike tech.
Maybe not,
Well, I'm not wearing a Nike tech now. I'm not doing that.
because everybody's wearing it. But like 10 years from now, you could still maybe wear a Nike Tech suit, and people won't be like, "Yo, you're trying to be like 2019." Fam.
Or
You're-
no, I remember that in 2019. Yo, you still have one of those? Holy.
but it's
And-
Nike.
And in the
You know what I'm
fashion,
saying?
Remember Pony?
Pony was one of the ones that are
Shoes.
the bigger ones that fell off, but they
Yeah.
were more a boxing brand. That kind of try to get out to the masses.
Massive.
What are you gonna say?
and in the fashion industry, like to get links with these merchandisers or whatever, like it's mad if you're not locked in with them, it's mad expensive to get the good fabrics and stuff. So I feel like these black-owned brands, there's much more barriers, that they have to go through. So to maintain a profitable business while also having to jump through these hoops all the time, like that's what Kanye was crying about.
Yeah, but Kanye could have just got on a flipping plane and went to India.
Nah, but he was saying that like
Bangladesh and owned 2 factories and that was it. Boom.
like he's saying like I want to give my people like quality stuff,
Yeah,
but these white fashion, they don't give a fuck that I'm Kanye West.
they're
Like,
gatekeeping.
literally.
yeah, but he wasn't smart because they're the same ones going to these India and where the fabric is cheap and buying it up.
Yeah, that's true.
How hard was it? Americans, they don't see further past than America.
Because China
Let's just be
even
real sometimes.
there's certain
be real,
designers in China, they went viral because they exposed like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Dolce.
Yeah.
All those bags you guys are buying, they're getting it here.
We made them.
We
The
made
same
them.
factory.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the same thing with Nike.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
The everybody found out years ago that the flexes, they take over the factory, or Nike uses their factory, then they leave and they just keep all the patents. You know
And that's it.
what I'm saying? Your Jordan might be a little bit off, but like, yo, it's Quality's still good.
I want Natural to say the brand because remember you asked like what brand fell off, and then I want to say something. So I said Echo. You said LRG.
No, I said Fubu.
Fubu.
I meant to say Fubu, but I was just
Fubu definitely fell off.
Yeah,
the homie he's still doing his thing, but like the rest of those guys, they're all gone.
Yeah, Fubu.
Yeah,
I do have some Fubu.
Rockaware.
Oh, Jay-Z's still around, but Rockaware is gone.
Sean John. I was gonna say too.
Sean John took a super hit. Yeah.
What I was gonna say is what happened to Roots. Like I feel like Mandem were rocking Roots. Like everyone was rocking Roots at one point, Roots, and now I don't see that salt and pepper Roots anymore.
No, it's funny you asked that, bro. I just seen on CP24 they're filing for a bankruptcy. They're filing for a loan.
What?
Wow,
it makes sense. I actually went into a Roots the other day and it was like I seen like a tumbleweed pass. I'm like, yo, I remember when I remember when everybody used to have the Roots socks. Like, you weren't a guy unless like if a shorty could come over and she needs socks, you have to give her the Roots socks or she's not a guy. And now like, and I remember OVO would have the collabs with the varsity jackets and stuff.
Yeah.
And when people would come from other countries, they would go to Roots. That was like Canadian brand.
Yeah. No, it goes back to what Natural was saying, right? With these retail stores taking such a hit, Roots, they're barely hanging on by a string right now. Fam.
Wow. We got to keep Roots alive.
Yeah, we might not see Roots into 2027, to be honest, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We lost
somebody needs to get, you know what?
Bay.
Drake might go in there and buy it up. If he's smart to buy that up and revamp it.
Low-key, OVO ain't doing that crazy neither.
Nah.
Like, I still see it around, but I see it, and listen, with all due respect, okay, man, them just chill. I see it more on creators than I just see it on the regular folk.
Yeah.
And so what are you saying? Like people aren't really into big names right now?
I think it's the price, fam, where these days where like mans are not spending $700 on a hoodie, even $400 on a hoodie, bro. I can't do it, bro. I gotta eat. I gotta get my loud.
And we know how much it costs to make those hoodies. Yeah, like, this is outrageous.
That and like man's. Well, right now the people, like the fashion people, they're on like some high fashion. Like they want the Rick Owens, they want like the Dolce. They want like certain pieces, you know, rather than like Drake stuff. Even Yeezys. I'm not seeing like the Yeezy, even like Yeezy clothing as much as I used to.
The shit fell off.
But what Kanye is doing that is kind of working is like he's making it affordable. Like he has $20 pieces that you could buy.
Yeah.
If you make it affordable, I think people will like go back to buying clothes.
Exactly.
Like, in a certain level.
But that shit at $40, $20. Like, bro, it's encouraging me. Like when I try to post anything, I can't just say, oh, it's $20, $40. Like one, it costs a little bit more to make sometimes if you want to get good quality. But like, I'm fucking up the market. So that's for them, right?
Yeah, salute.
But like, I can't offer a hoodie for $50. I would love to, but hoodies on average are like $250.
I think the only companies that can offer those low prices have the infrastructure. Whereas I think OVO, to an extent, is probably a little more independent than like an H&M or something.
But fam, the average price of a hoodie being $250 for any brand that you like is crazy. And up. I'm talking about $250 and up.
But the thing is, like, because Mandem aren't, like, we don't have factories to create it. So to make a deal with the factory, like the factory is gonna add a surcharge on you,
bro,
because they know you can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
So you have to work with us, and then like, so even Kanye was complaining where like he wanted it to be at a certain price point, but because he didn't have the resources to make it himself, he had to sell the Yeezys for $3.
Yeah,
you know,
straight up. But
do it.
Salute to all the fashionistas out there. I think this is the first time we got into a hip hop fashion conversation ever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.